Ever seen someone's ego single-handedly wreck their entire life? I used to work with a guy who was practically the poster child for delusions of grandeur. Let's call him Greg. Greg was a mid-level manager, but in his mind, he was a visionary, being stifled by corporate bureaucracy. He genuinely believed he was the smartest person in the company. Scratch that, the smartest person anywhere. He spent years insisting that if he were in charge, we'd be raking in billions. Meetings weren't meetings with Greg. They were his personal TED Talks, and he was convinced he was indispensable. One day, during a high-stakes presentation with our biggest client, Greg decided the team's polished, well-researched proposal was too safe. So on the spot, he scrapped it. He hijacked the meeting, ignored the plan, and started making outrageous promises we had no way of delivering. It was a train wreck. Afterward, our boss pulled him aside and laid it out. "Pull that stunt again, and you're out." Greg? He laughed. Literally laughed. "You'd be lost without me," he said. 2 weeks later, he was fired. Rather than take it like an adult, Greg went full scorched earth. He sent a company-wide email trashing leadership, declaring they were too small-minded to recognize his brilliance. He vowed to start his own company and crush us. Then he stormed out, fully expecting a mass exodus of employees following him in solidarity. Not a single person left. A few months later, word got around. Greg's big venture was a disaster. Investors wanted nothing to do with him. His leadership skills were non-existent, and his empire crumbled before it even started. Within a year, he was out of money and out of options. Last I heard, he took a job at a much smaller company in a non-management role, from self-proclaimed genius to completely irrelevant, all because he couldn't admit he wasn't untouchable.